mother. Okay, 174 people. Guys, shouldn't you all be studying at this moment, not sitting around here listening to some random dude on YouTube? Is this thing actually working, or is it gone all silent now? Ads. Yes. Okay. Look, I don't actually have habit of running tutorials on the night before exam, because it's just I can't actually keep up with anything on the chat here. I can't keep up with nothing. I can't keep up with anything, right? Because it's just like crazy here. So usually what I kind of do is like just kind of, I know there's a lot of nerves here by looking at the comments there. Just remember, folks, like you've been working for a long time on this, and I know that I I honestly cannot try and answer any question at the moment because there's just so many questions here. But look, I know there's some people here that's coming here for the first time as well, and they're probably thinking, oh, they're gonna get all their answers for calculus right now, or algebra, or probability for that matter. It's just, yeah, I won't be able to do any kind of questions here. So what I am going to kind of mention to you guys is this. Just give me 2 minutes. I just want to kind of quickly have a chat to you about the exam marking schedule, and then it might actually reduce some of the stresses. Yes, we know people have exam. Everybody has the exam tomorrow. So just keep in mind, all right? Like, oh, guys, honestly, folks, you don't need to put any super chats. Thank you for that, but you really don't need to worry about it, all right? So remember, you've got three questions altogether, and all you need to pass for algebra, or calculus, or probability, is around 7 or 8 points, I think, depending on the paper. So I'm gonna be brutally honest with you, folks. Try and aim for the merit questions, because the merit questions end up being like M5, M6, which basically means that, if you get 2 merit questions correct, like let's say you get 2 merit questions like that, you're gonna pass the paper. All right, so don't just aim for achieved questions. For those people that are there, aim for at least merit type of questions, and that should kind of help you with getting the slightly higher. Well, if you're nervous about passing, you'd definitely pass if you were to aim for those merit questions. I'm glad there's like so many folks here, but now the thing that I kind of also wanted to point out was just in terms of this, like right now you're at the 11th hour, you've got an exam in less than 13 hours, and you're like, oh, what should I study on? My main suggestion is that, depending on what paper you're doing, exam walkthroughs are good. But then remember, don't just watch the videos. Try and do the questions along with me in the videos. If you're trying to aim for achieved, particularly both of these playlists right at the beginning, like especially in 2018 and 19, I did a lot of questions that kind of help students kind of get through achieved. So this is predominantly your best kind of place for the revision. I will put that link up there, and I know some of you folks have already gone through most of it. And there is that other one, if you're just doing algebra, there is that playlist there as well, and I know that's a bit of a crazy one. I wouldn't really watch that. And these are all just skills, so if there's any particular skills that you're struggling with, you can try and catch up with there. I sometimes get people ask me like, hey, like, can you actually make some predictions of what type of questions would come? I'll be honest, like I've got no idea what type of questions they're gonna make. I try to actually I try to study the patterns, and it's like there's kind of no kind of ways to predict this. The only thing that I can say is, like in algebra, make sure you cover your like you have some of those exponent, like the exponent questions, the logs, discriminant, and the word questions. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Like a lot of folks is talking about word questions. They're like, oh, how do I go about doing the word questions? Just keep that in mind that with word questions, you can actually just like I always say, just draw diagrams, try and actually kind of play around with the formula, because that's what I do. Like I'm terrible at word problems. All right, but what I do is like I kind of sit there going, okay, let me draw a picture, let me put some numbers. What happens if I put this number? And then from there I go, okay, so if this is X, then I'd be like 90 minus X or whatever that was, right? So have a play around with the numbers for those word questions. Calculus questions. Last year we prepped for like so much kinematics, and there was like one kinematics. I think there was like a merit, like not even a merit kinematics question. That was really strange last year. So not sure what's going to be happening this year with calculus, but do the sketching the graphs one. I think I posted a link somewhere, but it's like sketching the graph. There's always questions on sketching the graph, and that's like easy achieved in merit grades. So keep that in mind as well for calculus. Now probability, I can't believe last night I was up till like, I think I was up till 1 a.m. editing that video. I think 12:30 editing that video. But probability, if you are doing probability, I really don't have much tips apart from like make sure you know your normal distribution and probability trees, because that would be actually super helpful. Remember, if you do forget any formulas, all the formulas do come in the formula sheet. So you guys will be given this particular. You will be given this formula sheet for your exams, and so you've got your log rules there. You'll have your basic calculus. You got your quadratic and discriminant if you ever forget it, and then you get your normal table. So that's pretty much what you will get in terms of formula sheets. So there's enough in there for you folks to actually kind of get through achieved with that. Graphing tutorials for calculus, the one that I use is for level 3 RB, so I haven't actually kind of did any for like level 2. So look, I really didn't want to waste too much time today, because I know that everybody is at everywhere. They all want to just kind of get on with their work. So like normally I'd say I'd hang around for questions, but look, just remember, do not leave anything empty, right? Like I keep saying this to people, and I keep seeing people making even the excellence questions, right? Like if you have like 1 hour, if you're doing only one paper but you've got 3 hours, you got nothing to lose by sticking around, just messing around just to see what would actually happen. Kayla, I'm just kind of randomly looking at questions here. Kayla, how many achieved marks do you need to pass? I'd probably say you'd probably need about achieved, if you look at it, you probably need about, to be safe, you're probably looking at 4 to 5. But if you do like 2 merit questions, then you get 10 points for that, which means you'll pretty easily get achieved with that. So yeah, so it's just something that you got to keep in mind. Like just don't leave any questions empty. All right, even for probability, like just draw a tree diagram or a table and try and see how it actually works. So everybody has 3 hours, right? Everybody gets 3 hours. Whether you do 1 paper, 2 papers, or 3 papers, you're gonna actually get 3 hours for that. Now, I know a couple of things. What's the points for excellence? Rubber. Usually with one excellence question, you'd probably get 7 points. And then if you get it fully correct, you'll actually get 8. Now, the ranges work really weird, because sometimes they do like 0 to 6 not achieved, 7 to 14 is achieved, 15 to either 19 or 20 can be merit. And then, so 20, sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 21 to 24 is actually excellence. So depending on what your paper, what they decide on that day, the cut score is, that's what they'll actually go. So that's why I always say, like, look, if you aim for merit questions, like let's say you get 2 merit questions there, you would get 5 plus 5, which equals to 10. That's an achieved grade. But if you try and aim for achieved, you need to get 2 questions here, 2 questions here, and at least 1 question there, because that would be A4, A3, and N2. So A4 is like getting 3 achieved questions. If you get 3 achieved questions in one of them, you get 4 points. So that's just something to keep in mind. Like if you were to do this, you would get 3 plus 3 plus 2, which is 8, and that's definitely an achieved. So for those folks that are actually working, looking for excellence, I always say this, like with excellence, you want to get 1 E8, and then if you get like 2 M6s, then you could actually get 8 plus 6 plus 6, which is equal to 20, which should be very close to an excellence. Milo Clay, you didn't really have to do that, but thank you anyway. Good luck for it tomorrow. Just look after yourselves, folks. Like seriously, do not, like, I don't know why people put super. I'm gonna switch it off in the next one, just because like I have kind of forgot to kind of switch it off. But thank you again, but you don't need to. Yeah. So look, I'm kind of gonna like. I think 19 is an E. Like, look, Abraham, it depends on the paper. I always go for safety. Safety is like 8 plus 6, 6. That gives you like 20 odd there. 20 is a safe bet for your excellence. Yes, you can write on the formula sheet, Nassid. So that's a really good question, Daniel. Like people ask me at the same time, is like, should we start with E questions? Like, look, it all depends on how confident you're with your E question, right? If you like think about it like this, you want to spend only like 20 minutes on each of these questions. So you want to spend about 20, 20, 20. That gives you like 1 hour. So if you're spending, like say you attempting this E7 question and you spent like 15 minutes and you're nowhere close to getting the answer, I would quickly go and try and answer the 2 merit questions and the achieved questions, because you want to be able to get the maximum grade for question 1. All right. Otherwise, you will end up actually stuffing it up. So keep that in mind. So don't just start with E questions and be like, oh yeah, I'll just do that. But always keep an eye on the clock, just to go, just to make sure that you can keep track of your marks as well. My teacher Jay says hi. Hi Jay. Sorry Abi. Look, there's a lot of things up online for you to kind of have a look through that. Can you skip the achieved questions and get E? Raina, yes you can, because it's always the maximum grade. So you could be like, for question 3, you could be like missing those things, but then you get like an E7, but you get all of this wrong. It doesn't matter. They always pick the highest for that question. So in this case, your highest grade is E7, so you're going to get 7 points, even though you got all the achieved and merit questions incorrect. Joseph, yeah, there's just so much that's there. Like, I mean, it'll kind of be kind of like stink if I try to actually try and kind of cover all of that in like 10 minutes. Is that like, I don't know, I've not seen any changes, Gaurav. Like, I don't know where you got that from. I would love to see that, but look, probability, I'll be honest, the one thing that I did notice doing over the last kind of thank you RB. I don't know why people don't listen to me, but like, you listen to me about everything else, but when I say to you don't put money, you don't listen. I don't know why you don't listen. Probability excellence questions, what I've actually seen is that there's a lot of explanation, and especially like they do this online survey thing. In the last 3 years, I've noticed that the online survey thing comes up a lot. So you can actually talk about sampling variability, and you can also talk about how online survey is very, it's got a participation bias. So people only do online, like not everyone does online survey. So keep that in mind as well. All right, so all I want to say is like, look, at this point, I know that people need to kind of take off and kind of work. So what I am gonna say is at this point, kind of have to say bye to you guys for now, and that's just crazy. 399. I haven't seen that number in a very long time. But look, what I will do is probably just I don't think anything I can do from this point onwards. I've kind of helped you guys as much as I can. So you've got about 12 hours. This is the time for you guys to actually kind of do this on your own, and you'll be all right. All right. So a lot of you folks have been kind of working on this for a long time, and some of you guys have only been working on it for a short time. But look, I will say this though, like whatever happens, like don't feel like this is the end of the road for your maths, because a lot of folks think that, oh, if I don't pass this paper, I won't be allowed into calculus and so on. Like there is always a way around things. So I thank you, Daniel, for that. But again, you didn't appreciate it, but you didn't need to. But look, all I wanted to say to you guys is like best of luck for tomorrow. I'm gonna be up late tonight, just doing a couple of other things because I actually need to do some schoolwork for a change. But look, give it your best shot, and yeah, just let me know at the when you guys come out how the exam actually went. I don't get to see the papers till like next year, because you know, I don't really have access to it. So just wanted to say again, good luck. Thank you for all the comments that's been popping up over the last kind of few nights and few months. Massive thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. The all-nighter is not a good idea, just Fabian. Make sure you get some sleep. Wake up in the morning, get a good breakfast. Like, don't be like that person like who does an all-nighter with like Red Bull and then struggles to actually wake up. So and also show up on time to the exam. Like there is always somebody that doesn't that always comes late to the exam. So with that, folks, if I see you next year, I'll look forward to working with you next year for level 3 calculus or level 3 probability. I might be doing some work with that. Thank you, Basic Slamming. People never listen to me when it comes to don't put chats, but I can't actually read through any of these comments. So take care, good luck, make sure you answer all the questions, and what do I say? As always, thank you for watching. It's level 2 signing out for this year.